morning, friends. Going to do a little bit of food prep this morning. I am prepping tea. That's for my boosted oolong. Hot water in 2 tea bags. These are 15-ounce recycled jars. When I'm in the midst of my prep, I just set them to the side. I'll get to that later. Need to feed my sourdough. I just keep my tea bags here in a canister on the counter. As y'all have seen, that we love the sourdough waffles from around the family table, from Glenda Groff. They are a family favorite, and they are amazing. And yes, William is here with me. William, come here. William, come here, say hi. Come over here and say hi. Yeah, come over here. Yeah, here, let me pick you up. There you go. Now you can see yourself. Look. So my background noise, that's William. Noisy William. Next I will be prepping a spaghetti squash. These can be really hard to cut, so I do nuke it in the microwave for a little bit first. I am going to do this in the pressure cooker. So first, yeah, cut it in half. And now I'm going to take the seeds, remove the seeds, and place it in my pressure cooker with a cup of water and cook it for 7 minutes on high. I've removed the seeds and now it's sitting in the pressure cooker. This is actually a good meal for the drive-through Sue because a spaghetti squash can sit on the counter for months and not go bad. So kind of emergency food. And if you have an Instant Pot, once it comes up to pressure, it only takes 7 minutes to cook it. Okay, we'll check back here in a few minutes. Now I'm making some Bam cake, Bust-A-Myth banana cake, mashing my bananas, getting ready to grind up some rolled oats, and we're ready to grind some oats. And while we have the canister dirty, we'll go ahead and make a giant apple pancake. Making a giant apple pancake here in the blender. I have the 2 cups of rolled oats and I ground that with some apple pie spice, some Trim Healthy Mama Super Sweet, and baking powder. And now I'm adding the wet ingredients, my Daisy cottage cheese, my homemade applesauce. We're gonna add a carton, 2 cups of egg whites. I do have farm fresh eggs, but sometimes it's just easier to open a carton. And then we'll add a teaspoon of caramel extract. And you'll be able to find this recipe on my website, abetteryouwithcoachbecky.com. I have my batter prepared and my 9x13 pan prepared. And now I need to add 2 chopped apples. You don't need to peel these apples. I have this little apple core gadget. Mine's from Pampered Chef, but you can get it at most any kitchen store. And sometimes a kid takes a bite out of an apple and leaves it in the apple rack. We picked these apples last Saturday at a local orchard. And yes, I'll trim that for those that are concerned about that, those little bite marks. So I'm just going to chop these up and add it to my batter. And there they are. And usually it's around 2 cups of apples. 1 cup, 1 apple. 1 apple equals 1 cup, most times. And now, I'll just mix that together in there. It smells so good with that apple pie spice. It smells amazing. greased pan, and this is a really super duper easy breakfast or snack. I like to top mine with no sugar added apple butter. It's good warmed up or it's good cold, either way. And we're gonna bake this for, I think it's 45 minutes. Sometimes it takes a little longer, but on 350. Now I am finishing the rest of the ingredients for my BAM cake. So my tip for you when you are baking multiple items, whatever goes in the oven first is whatever takes the longest to bake. So that apple pancake takes 45 to 50 minutes, and then my BAM cake here takes 35 minutes. I like using one of these measuring cups, because then you don't have to worry about a bunch of yogurt staying in your measuring cup. You can also sub this Greek yogurt if you do kefir, and you have kefir in your fridge, sitting in the fridge for months, and it gets really thick. I have substituted it for that. Once again, using carton egg whites, because that would be a lot of separating of eggs today. This is a double recipe of Bust-A-Myth banana cake. You can bake it in a 9x13 when you double the recipe, but it takes really long to bake. So I am going to be baking it in 2 8x8 pans. Bust-A-Myth cake, page 298 in the Trim Healthy Mama cookbook. These bake really well in muffins also, but my husband prefers out of the pan. We eat this for breakfast, like for a baked oatmeal. I love it as a snack too, but my husband uses it as baked oatmeal and eats it in a bowl with almond milk. It's a great e-meal. And y'all, it's so easy. And sure, it's super easy for me because I have it memorized, because it's one of the very first recipes that I made when I started Trim Healthy Mama in 2015. And it stayed on the rotation for 4 years. I often pre-measure the dry ingredients and have it ready to go to just dump it in a bowl and then add my Greek yogurt and egg whites later. And the batter is delicious. And while I was making that, I was racing against the clock. So we got 37 minutes, and that's exactly what I wanted. And there's the apple pancake. Now all three can bake together. A tip about this natural apple pie spice: if you don't have apple pie spice or have it available to you, you can make it. It is cinnamon and nutmeg. And you don't have to use Trim Healthy Mama brand for the extracts, but they are twice as strong and they're not filled with a bunch of junk. Some of you have seen this before. This is my extract collection. So as you can see, I do have some that aren't Trim Healthy Mama brand, but like I try to get the ones that are pure lemon extract, pure almond extract, pure coffee extract. Yeah, that other small one up there says vanilla, but that was just in a bargain bin for like 25 cents, but this is the vanilla extract that I use. Pure vanilla, Mexican vanilla is amazing. And give you a little peek at my cabinet there of my other THM goodies. Now we're going to hard boil some eggs. We're just going to lightly tap them to give them a hairline crack. That helps the egg peel easier after we're done cooking it. Putting those eggs on high to boil. When it comes to a boil, we'll turn the heat down and let it boil for 15 minutes. And then I cool them down with cold water, and I don't peel them until I'm ready to use them. Then I just store them in the refrigerator, and they last for a couple of weeks. My spaghetti squash has been finished, but just letting it sit here, waiting on me. I make sure there isn't any more steam in there to release to come on out. And there isn't. And that's super hot. Let some of that steam release. I'm going to let these sit here a little bit to cool down, and then I'll take a fork to take the spaghetti squash out. Sounds like the little ones need some help. So how I like to use these, see how nice that is? You can leave it in here and eat it out of this, or you can scrape it out onto a plate. I put marinara sauce on it. And you can add shredded chicken breast. I like to use chicken sausage. I cut it up, Italian sausage. It's really tasty, and it's actually a fuel pull. The eggs are definitely boiling. So we're gonna turn this down to low and set the timer for 15 minutes. This little gadget keeps the water in the pot instead of flying all over the stove. I was putting the kids down for a nap, and so that prevented a huge mess. So I'm gonna go ahead and make myself a fuel pull lunch. This is still extremely hot. Once that cools down a bit more, I can add more. This is some pasta sauce this is Aldi, organic, non-GMO roasted garlic, Simply Nature, and there's no sugar added in this sauce. And you could have a 1/2 cup and keep it in fuel pull. And this is a Italian sausage, the Aldi brand, the Aldi organic brand. Those are okay for in deep S or fuel pull, or you can use it with your E if you wanted to add some sprouted bread and have a sausage sandwich. Now I'll pull my tea bags and I'll add the lemon juice and the sweetener and the mineral salt and put it back in the fridge. And that's boosted oolong. Got my hard-boiled eggs, and even though I usually wait to peel them till I'm ready to eat it, I just wanted to show you all. I need a trash can. How the peel slides right off. Just like that. I just got the giant caramel apple pancake out of the oven, and let's put the cake tester in it. Comes out dry. It is ready to go. I just want to encourage you all with a little planning and prep. There really isn't that many dishes for me to wash here. I try to pick recipes that have similar ingredients. And there we have the Bust-A-Myth banana cake, Bam cake. 3 cakes. I have spaghetti squash prepped for another meal. I've got my boosted tea and my hard-boiled eggs. I know it can be hard to find a couple hours to sneak in some prep, but it's well worth it. And we all have our stuff and busyness and interruptions. I have sick children today. Nancy's sick in bed. So if you heard background noise of coughing, that was Nancy. And now I hope that this prep can help me stay on track while I'm busy with all the other distractions of family and just normal life. I hope you're encouraged. Thanks for watching.